What's going on, YouTube? I'm Andrew Crawford, the HC Legend, yo boy, the GOAT. Not the GOAT, but I look like a GOAT. Close enough, am I right? I think I'm right. And today on the channel, video number 6, but my 4th favorite wrestler of all time. What is their top 10 matches? Well, I know I said it was going to be CM Punk, but given some of the things he's done and said recently, I've kind of lost all my respect and love for him, so CM Punk has been generously removed from my top 10 favorite wrestlers of all time. Now, normally, that would move wrestlers down, and I would just have someone new in the top 10 spot, but since I'm so close, I've decided to go just off limb and say who my 4th favorite wrestler of all time is. And my 4th favorite wrestler of all time, I have decided to make it a 5-time United States champion, a multi-time tag team champion, a Money in the Bank winner, and a 2-time Royal Rumble winner. And he introduced his own championship at one point, and he's a 16-time WWE World Champion. So, who can this be? Well, first off, I should have given it away whenever I said introduce his own title. This is the one he introduced. I'm going to talk about John Cena. Now, if you've ever heard me talk about John Cena, I've said some unkind things about him in the past. But, after I really made myself think, considering what he's done for a company and an industry that I love so much and I have such a strong, burning passion for, I don't think it's right to not have him in my top 10. I don't think it's right to have him not have him in my top 5. So, here he is, finding himself at number 4 as far as who my favorite wrestlers of all time go, after a long, hard thinking process. After the AEW pay-per-view, I was trying to find someone to replace Punk because I'm PO'd at Punk, and I think he's kind of a jerk, which he'll admit he's a jerk, so. But anyways, without further ado, here are my top 10 John Cena matches of all time. Number 10, at Bragging Rights versus Randy Orton for the WWE Championship. The reason I love this match is, one, I love this belt. It means a lot to me because it's a belt I've grown up with. But an Iron Man match that actually kept the crowd's attention for the whole hour is pretty hard to do. Like, if I go back and I try to watch the Shawn Michaels Bret Hart Iron Man match at WrestleMania 12, I find myself dozing off and falling asleep, or checking my phone constantly, blah blah blah. I go back and I watch the John Cena Randy Orton Iron Man match. I don't really do that. And it is where John Cena won one of his 16 WWE championships. So, one, it just tacks on to the infamous, iconic, whatever the hell you'd like to call it, feud between Cena and Orton, and that's great. It was a fun match, including the part where Randy Orton turned into a serial killer and kind of tried to blow Cena up with pyrotechnics. But, again, one of their best I would give this probably their 2nd or 3rd best match together. But anyways, on to the next. Number 9, the triple threat match between Randy Orton, and Triple H at WrestleMania 24. This match is, and I mean this in the most positive way, a very rushed match, but it's still a very good match. Because everyone got to do something to make them shine, you know. Randy Orton did the heel thing before the match even started, drilled Triple H in the head with this title. And this is kind of a heavier title to lift up. But anyways, so, and, you know, I do think the right person won, and if you're not a Randy Orton fan, or if you don't understand pro wrestling that well, you're probably going to disagree, but Randy winning was by far and away the right decision, because Randy is a killer in the ring, and he still had a lot to prove compared to Triple H and Cena at this point. I feel like pushing him was the right move, but I could have seen the argument for Cena winning. Honestly, I'm kind of just happy Triple H didn't win that match, and I'm not saying that because I don't like Triple H. I love Triple H. If you've noticed, all three of these wrestlers have made their way into my top 10. But it's just, at this point, Triple H didn't have near as much to prove as Orton and Cena did. But I do think it deserves a spot on this list because it doesn't get talked about enough for me. I think Cena versus Orton versus Triple H is a very underrated match for sure. Anyways, on to the next one. Number 8, versus Edge at Unforgiven 2008. If you like TLC matches, you'll like this match. If you like storyline-driven matches, you'll love this match. And if you like someone losing in their hometown, you'll love this match. If you hate those things, you'll hate this match. But I love this match because people forget that Edge really gave a lot to John Cena's career with everything he did. Everything they did together, it benefited Cena. I feel like Cena improved in the ring because of Edge, and I got to watch. This match is just really fun. It's on a very two-match show. This and the DX versus McMahon's Hell in a Cell was great. I love this match. It was quick. It was fast-paced. It was a spot fest. Edge hit a spear. Cena hit a 5-knuckle shuffle from the ladder. Cena AA'd. At this point, it was called the FU to Edge. Off of the ladder through 2 tables. Fun match. A lot of people disagree with the winner. Fun fact, even John Cena didn't want to win this match because of the fact that he thought Edge deserved the win in his hometown, which makes me respect Cena a whole lot more. So yeah. Number 7, his debut match. This, the only valid reason I can think of was it really started what became, it really was a big kickoff for the Ruthless Aggression era and showed that they were indeed going to start moving away from the champions of the past and move on to the future. I love this match because it really gives me every time WWE starts a new era, it reminds me of how hot of a start they get off to. In the middle, they'll dwindle down, and then they'll end it strong. And that's exactly what this era did. Now, no, Cena was not the face of the company until 2005, 3 years after this, but I do think it deserves its spot on here because it was still a very good match. And sorry. Honestly, I went back and watched it, and it's still a good match. 10 out of 10. I recommend going back and watching it if you're a Cena fan. Number 6, the first time he won the WWE Championship at WrestleMania 21 against John Bradshaw Layfield. Now, there's a couple things wrong with this match. Number 1, it's way too short. Actually, that's the only thing I think is wrong with it. Because I think the right man won. I think that a great belt that was nearing its end was sent off in a very good match. And then a very beautiful belt was its replacement. I'm sorry, if you don't like this belt, I just think you're wrong. 1, it looks good. 2, it looks like something worth fighting for because of all the diamonds, even if the diamonds are fake. The sport's not. The diamonds on this belt, yeah, they probably are. But anyways, one thing I will always remember is that WrestleMania 21 was a passing of the torch moment for Cena, Batista, and Edge. The 3 stars of the Ruthless Aggression era for me. They all 3 won marquee major matches at WrestleMania 21. So it was really the kickoff of the future. And I really love that. Number 5, versus Roman Reigns at SummerSlam 2021. The reason I love this match is, believe it or not, it doesn't even have to do with pro wrestling. Last year, whenever we first got moved in, because SummerSlam was always the second week of August for the longest time. Me and 4 of my very close friends, one of them I wasn't close to at the time, and I was like, who is he and why is he in here? I'm not gonna lie, that's how I felt about him. We all watched that match together. And I'm not gonna lie, it was still a good match, but just, I have the nostalgic of me and 4 of my friends were just having a good time. We were watching the pay-per-view, and it was fun. I loved it. You know? It's a memory I'm not going to forget. I'll never forget this memory. Because it was the first time I think, it was the first and I think maybe the only time that my friend Will watched wrestling with me. And Will's like probably the closest, one of, if not the closest friend I made in college. Gabe, who is a nostalgic fan, he was there for the Cena era, and I knew that Cena was his favorite, and I asked him if he wanted to come up. He came up and watched it with me. And then Blaine, who is the one I was like, who is he and why is he in here? But I didn't say that out loud, obviously, but I didn't know him, so I was like, but now he's my friend. I love the dude. And Kobe, who I actually went to SummerSlam with. You saw in my vlog if you watched it. And, I just had a good time. And my roommate at the time was asleep up here. But it's a memory. I'll never forget it. I love that memory. And that's why it makes my top 10. Number 4, the Last Man Standing match at Backlash 09 with Edge. Now, the reason I love this match, aside from the fact that Edge won, because Edge is my favorite wrestler of all time, and I think he's the greatest of all time, it was a fun match, bro. Like, this was probably the fastest-paced Last Man Standing match I've ever watched. They killed it together. They have this Shawn Michaels, Bret Hart level chemistry that you just can't parallel. They have a passion. They both have a passion for what they do. And it's clear-cut every time they're together and every time they're in the ring in general. Not to mention, it's always fun to watch the Big Show choke slam a wrestler through a spotlight and just stand there like he's the baddest SOB on the planet. Even though he's definitely not. In real life, he's a big teddy bear, I bet you money. But this match earns its spot also because it tacks onto the iconic feud of Cena versus Edge, which is the same reason that my next one will be added to this list. Number 3, I'll give it to Cena versus Punk on a random episode of Raw in 2013, just because, one, it was pretty high stakes, winner got the Royal Rumble opportunity, John Cena won. Secondly, I forgot to record this, and I'm sorry. 2 of my friends are currently sitting here looking at me like, this kid's stupid. But it's okay, because they love me, because they're my friends. Anyways, CM Punk busted out a random pile driver. It was fast-paced from the jump. And it honestly took up a good hour of a 3-hour program, which was needed. But that also includes commercial breaks. But anyways, yeah, I would definitely say that this match is in Cena's top 10 just because, again, 2 very talented workhorses. Alright, I forgot to record this. I'm tired. I'm going to bed. Number 2, John Cena versus Shawn Michaels at WrestleMania 23. The main event of a very strong Mania, and probably, I'd argue, Cena's best WrestleMania match to date. Yeah, I would say this is Cena's best match at WrestleMania to date. It is a phenomenal outing between the two, And, this is proof that even if you don't like Cena, you gotta admit, this man can go in the ring. This man will work his butt off to have a good match. And that's what this match was. A Not even a good match. This match was a great match. I love this match with everything in me. I love this match so much. But I don't love it more than number one. Number one, John Cena versus CM Punk at Money in the Bank 2011 for the WWE Championship. There are three things that went into making this match what it was. One, the crowd on fire the entire night. The Chicago crowd wanted to see their boy CM Punk win. Two, the stakes. What was so high about the match? It was already for the title. What else could there have been? CM Punk's contract was legitimately going to run out. It was out at midnight. It was done. Punk hadn't signed a new one. So if Punk won, he was walking out of Chicago, this on his shoulder and a smile on his face, and he was going to kiss the company goodbye. Ooh, spoilers. And three, the match itself. They killed it. This match probably goes a good 30 minutes, and it is a technical masterclass between two of my generation's best professional wrestlers. And it's not close. I don't think it's close. These two are in the upper echelon of professional wrestling in the modern era. I don't care who you put them in the ring with. They will outwork them. No matter how hard they have to work to outwork them, they'll do it. If you put Cena in the ring with Omega, the Young Bucks, Rollins, Reigns, Moxley, Danielson, you name me a hard-working pro wrestler, Cena's going to outwork them. And this match is proof. Because CM Punk was working his butt off, Cena was working harder. Everything about this match flowed so flawlessly. And the pop when CM Punk got the win, and when he was holding the title and he looked at Vince McMahon and blew him a kiss goodbye, was the best moment. And the only thing that will ever take away from that moment is when you realize that CM Punk came back to Raw 8 days later. But that's aside from the point. And that's the video. Did you like it? Did you love it? Did you hate it? Tell me about it in the comments below. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. And stay tuned to the channel because, one, I've got 3 more of these to go. My top 3 favorite wrestlers of all time that I get to go very in-depth in their top 10 matches. And I'm very excited for that. And stay tuned because hanging up behind me is a Bam Adebayo jersey. Don't pay attention to that. A SummerSlam jersey. Don't pay attention to that. The jersey in the middle, a Jimmy Butler jerseys. Pay attention to that because I have something planned for my YouTube video to celebrate the fact that I've finally hit 100 subscribers. And that intention is to have a jersey giveaway contest between some of my close friends. Have like a little trivia thing about Jimmy Butler, and if they win, they get the Jimmy jersey. Now, with that being said, stay tuned for more videos. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. I'm Andrew, and until next time, remember, I love you, Jesus loves you, and drink plenty of water.